Right, I want to show you probably my favourite thing in here. This is one of those things that you wish you'd have had a long, long time ago. So have a look at this, right? I'll take off the business end of this. This is what we're talking about. Now, you might feel like you recognise that because you've seen them before. You might have had one for regular DeWalt batteries to charge your phone up and stuff, 2 USBs. But look at the back of that. That's not a regular USB. Look to the right, there is a USB-C. Now, what can you do with USB-C? In terms of sort of energy in and out, they're pretty much limitless. But look what it comes with. Now this is where it gets interesting. So this is a 100-watt charger. So all of a sudden, when you're out in the field and you want to charge up a DeWalt battery, you can plug it into the USB-C there, and then plug it into the wall and stick the battery on it and charge up your battery. So all of a sudden, the wire and that has replaced that. And the clever bit is this. That is basically, well, this one's charging at 2.5 times the speed of that, which is phenomenal. And the other thing is, once your battery is charged, you know, you can unplug it from there, and now it is a charger. So you can charge anything with a USB-C, or you can run an Apple Mac or a laptop from it, or a mobile phone charger, or you can just use the battery to power tools. Isn't that genius? A new screwdriver set for you. Oh, suits you, sir. You need a new screwdriver set. Come and have a look at these ones. These are the SDRB12FR. And you've got the stubbies, you've got the longs, you've got the shorts. It's a wonderful grippy system here. These are like mega sticky, which is nice. New set of screwdrivers would look lovely in your toolbox, and they're right here. Why are they here when they should be in your toolbox? It's a Mac Tools exclusive, right? So this is, wow, this, I'll tell you about this thing in a minute, but first of all, you get a 9 amp hour flex volt battery with it and a 5 amp hour XR, which is an awesome power delivery for this thing. What is it? Well, you met the Bruiser a few years ago. This is the Bruiser 2. The model number is the DCF 900. Now let's talk about what this thing is capable of, because that's what you want to know. So how powerful is it? Well, it is only the most powerful one on the market in any brand at the moment. And what does that mean? Well, 1,898 Newton meters. That is in undoing. What about doing up? Well, this thing can deliver 1,396 Newton meters in doing up. Now, to put that into context, what do those numbers actually mean? Well, remember, in terms of undoing, it's 1,898. Doing up 1,300. Let's have a look what that means. So you've seen the usual features on this thing. You can go through all the different modes, but let's stick it on number 3. We'll have the light on. And now this thing here, so that is, well, it's a 19mm bolt. Doesn't get much bigger on a regular car, does it? With a 10mm shaft to it. So 10mm steel in that. Let's get it on there. Let's see if we can tighten it up. So this is doing it up. See how long it takes to shear it. You ready? That takes the... I need to go for one now. It actually... Did you see that? It just absolutely ripped it off. That is sheer power. That is the DCF 900. That is the Bruiser 2. Wow. Awesome. Have a look at this. I absolutely love it. It's the SBD 4V. It's a Stanley Black & Decker 4V. It's the 4-volt screwdriver, which I've got one of these. Previously, they were brought out by Facom, but now they're that good. Luckily, if you're into your Mac Tools stuff, it's got Mac Tools written all over it. It comes in a little kit here, so have a look at that. You've got your extender, you've got your 6-rung bits in there, you've got your flats, you've got your posits, and you've got your torque bits there. Now, this thing is so quick at using. It's 4 times quicker than doing it by hand. And if we put the little extension bar in there, which it comes with, we can show you how quickly, I mean, I drove these in, but you can see how quickly they come out. I mean, they're just straight out, no messing around, no need to get an impact gun out or a drill or what have you. It's straight out. And I'm going to show you this thing in the kit that you want it. It's there. I mean, that's the one thing with this thing. It's lovely, but it needs a box so it can go to bed. Look at that. There it is. Comes with a USB-C charger. Comes with all the bits as well. And isn't that lovely? And shouldn't that be... Oh, look at that. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Where are you going? That is a 1/4 inch as well. So you can actually put a 1/4 inch bit on there and put some sockets on it as well. That's mega useful. So all that stuff in its own little bed should be in the bigger bed, which happens to be called your toolbox. But this one... Can I have this one? Take it. Yes. Yes, it's mine. Yes. Be honest with me, what problems do you have with a torque wrench? Right now, if you've got an old school mechanical one, you rotate the shaft and you've got easy confusion. You've got two different units. You've got foot-pounds torque on one side, you've got newton meters on the other. You can very easily get it wrong. So then they brought out, well, the world brought out digital torque wrenches, which, let's be honest, the ones a few years ago were too complicated, too many buttons. You just work in heavy duty on a car. You don't want to be fiddling around with loads of buttons. So what Mac have done is they give you the Digical, which is just a wonderful, simple piece of engineering. So at the top, you've got your click head, which is old school. You're waiting and listening for the click. On the bottom, you've got one screen. So there's no way when you set it to the right units, this one's set, as we're here in the UK, it's set to newton meters, and you literally, to change that, you can see it says, what is it, 186 on the screen. Drop the shaft back like that, rotate the handle to whatever you want. This one goes up to, well, 340, but we'll set it at whatever. Click, 183, and that is, I mean, you cannot fail with this thing. So there's no chance of a customer coming back and saying, well, you might have overcranked it, you put it in the wrong units. No, we didn't. Now these things, they come in 4 different sizes. This is the big one, this is the S307, but what a wonderfully simple combination of new school and old school together, the Digical. Have a look at this. Do you recognize anything unusual about that spanner? Now bearing it, I'll point it out to you. These sides are usually flat. So you can see serrations down here. And if I flip it round, well, that side would usually be flat, a regular spanner, but it's not. It's actually got a bulge in it there. And the same on the other end. Why would that be? Well, I'll tell you why. And I kind of feel sorry for the spanner in the sense that, well, I mean, spanners are spanners, aren't they? But in other tools, I mean, have a look at these. You'll recognize these. The RBRT range from Mac. So if you've got like a hex, you know, or a torque bit that you can't get out, well, you bring this bad boy out. And the point of this is to get out, you know, a hex bit or whatever that's been rounded off. And that is every mechanic's worst nightmare. But in the world of spanners, until these things came out, you couldn't do that. So this is the RBRT spanner. It does what they do for nuts and bolts. But how does it do it? Well, it's dead simple. If you look, I'm just going to draw, you know, the head of, there you go, there's roughly a bolt. And if you use the wrong spanner on that, instead of it fitting perfectly, what happens is these areas here, the metal gets deposited round the corner like this, which is terrible because you don't want that metal there. I mean, you can't get a regular spanner on that. So if you want to get that on, you'd normally smash on your 19 mil, whatever it is, with a hammer, and it would, well, it would either destroy your spanner or struggle to get it out, or you use a bigger spanner, potentially making it worse. So what these guys do, it's very clever this, because that's destroyed and there's extra metal here. What they've done, they've invented the slotted side here to engage with that, which is very clever. So they're taking advantage of the deformation in the head of the nut or the bolt. But then the bulge bit here, look at that. The bulgy bit actually engages with these flat sides here. Now, those are the sides. In the way, you know, the mechanics of a general nut or bolt is, all the pressure goes through the tips, hence why these bits get destroyed very easily. But this spanner here takes advantage of the flat side. And actually with that and the serration engaging with the burr on this side, you can now get off a knackered nut or bolt. And that is something which should have been invented a long, long time ago. The RBRT spanner set, they're all out here. Look, have a look at them all. They're beautiful. And they are now available for Mac. And to get you out of jail, wow, these things are priceless. Eyes down, have a look at this, the DCG 409. So it is optimized for the power stack. It's a new grinder which comes with the power stack battery on the back. So these two are like, you know, they're just mates. They're made to be together. The bottom line with power stack is that when you use this thing, you know, the reality is you're not going to be able to stop it. It delivers more power where it's needed. So if I'm using this thing down here and I'm grinding away on something, the more you push, the more the sensors inside the thing say, this battery needs to deliver more power to this. That thing is basically corded power, cordless, with power stack. It is, for want of a better word, the dog's, ghoulies, danglies, gonads, what do you want? It's all of them. What is that? I mean, look at it. It's just stupid. It is a bolt that's round. I mean, why would anyone make something so stupid? Well, the reason we've made that here at Mac Tools is to demonstrate a new range of RBRT. So that is a bolt that's been spun up in a lathe, so it's now just circular. And the point of this is to demonstrate this new tool. So Let's put it in a bit of metal. Let's pretend it's stuck in a car somewhere. It's a rounded off bolt. That's what it represents. So it's in there and you're like, how do I get that out? Well, this is the tool. Have a look at that. You can see basically a sort of tapered, it looks like a kaleidoscope on the inside, but it's tapered against the run of a normal bolt. So basically, have a look at this. You get it on there. Doesn't feel like it fits too well because it doesn't yet, but we're going to make it fit. Give it a good old smack down onto that weird rounded bolt, but in your case it'll just be a sort of semi-rounded off bolt, and then literally get your spanner on it and then you're away. You can take it out. Now the thing about this is it's great because let's just take that out. You're like, hooray, we got it out of the car, sorted, it's out, not a problem. But how do you get it out of there? Well, you get this, which comes with it, wind it down into that until it meets with the head of that weird horrible round bolt that thank God doesn't exist, until it, hang on, it's going to get stiff in a minute. That's it. Let's grab it there at the top. Let's grab it at the bottom with a 12. Let's turn it, and if you keep your eyes on the bottom of it now, it'll actually start coming out. Can you see it popping out? I'm winding it out, and then you can get it. There it is. Have a look at that. You can get it, and you can do that with it. I never want to see you again. And it's gone. Sweet.